Hello and welcome to this video. Look at Geppetto right there. In this video I'm going to be working on a painting for a friend. So I'm going to be using this canvas that I had previously begun a painting on this way but didn't complete. In this piece I want the format to be vertical. Here is some sketches, compositional sketches. It's going to have this kind of like shape sort of in the background with kind of like a lantern on top. It won't have this bottom part or these lines here. And then here's some little compositional thumbnails. It's going to have text, so I think I want the text to be broken up into two places. Actually, I think I wanted it to be vertical all on this side. Yeah, that's the one I liked. So that's where I'm at in the process. So I'm going to have my wife do the text, which is going to be somewhere around here. And so I'm going to just do a loose sketch. This whole thing will be covered, but I'm going to do a loose sketch on here of the compositions so that I can try to get an idea of how big and what shape of writing she needs to do. This oval here kind of represents the lamp part, and then over here I've been sort of just like drawing a circle that will represent the text. I'm just kind of moving it around, enlarging it until I get something that feels about right. I'm going to use this piece of paper to transfer the rough size of the text so that my wife can have a reference to work from. Next, I'm going to use some inexpensive acrylics and this bristle brush to lay down a quick ground. Personally, I think that some of the chaos that comes from kind of randomness adds to the intrigue and interest of the final piece. So I try not to do too perfect of a job of laying down the ground. Okay, so I've lightly spritzed the paint with some water to keep it from drying too quickly. Then I'm going to come in with, oh gosh, this really needed to be shaken up. Oh man. Okay, so this goop just came out, but I'm just going to leave it for now. Take a little bit of white and kind of lay out my general forms that I was kind of going for. Since this is the under painting, I'm not too really worried about it very much. I can fix things later and I can just come back in and repaint it if I wanted. Okay, so here's the text that I had my wife hand letter, and then here's a little test that I did to see how well that ink would respond to this, which is gel medium that I'll use to I've used this successfully in the past to glue paper with a drawing on it to canvas. And then I just coat this over the top, and then I can just paint right on top of it if I want. So that's what I'll be doing next. Okay, so I went through and used this razor blade to very gently scrape the canvas smooth in this area where I want to apply the paper. And you got to be very careful of these corners so they don't dig into the canvas. So first, I'm going to get an idea of where I want it to be and lay out how big of an area to apply this first underneath. I like the placement, so I'm tracing it in. I'm checking again that it's smooth. And then now I'll apply this gel medium with a wide soft brush. I've never used this brush before. It's a little too soft, but it's okay. This is a pretty large area, so I'll probably come in with a squirt bottle and make sure it stays damp. Just a light mist is enough. You don't want it too wet, but you want it wet enough so that the whole area will stick well, will adhere well. So that feels good to me. Now, one challenge you can get with applying paper is the paper kind of puckering. If you're careful, it doesn't do that. You can see it doing that a little bit. This is what I was talking about right here. So you can try to pull that out if it's too big. If it's small, then I just try to ignore it. If you're super picky about that, paper rippling, this might not be the best method for you. I suppose you could try to squeegee it out or roll it out. Overall, I don't think it's too bad. There's a little bit down here, but I'm not super picky. The painting itself will be kind of textured anyway, so I don't think it'll be too noticeable. So I'm gonna pre-oil this canvas. Something one of my art professors taught me. This is actually linseed oil, stand oil, and then just the tiniest bit of turpentine. This will make the canvas slick and give me a consistent surface. It'll also kind of somewhat thin my paints when I put them on. So now that I've put this oil down, I can't use acrylic anymore or this acrylic gel medium. I'm gonna start laying in what I'm doing with this with something transparent. So I picked this transparent gold ochre. The biggest challenges for me are to try to decide what to do with these kind of more dead areas, like here and down here. Just to try things out, I'm going to bring out a brighter yellow, lay that down and see how it looks. This is alizarin crimson. One thing to keep in mind if you use alizarin crimson is that it dries very slowly. This is a cadmium red substitute, bright red. So I'm going to put this somewhere where hopefully it'll dry quickly and come back to it later.